It's that 9 to 5 illusion that somehow becomes your identity. When people ask you who you are, what you do, you immediately associate with what you do for work, for that corporate job. And for the longest time, I was playing the part. I was unconsciously hitching my own wagon to that exact identity, which is exactly what they want. It can become a neat little box or a trap that we keep ourselves enclosed in. I found myself confined within, 4 concrete walls that I call a studio apartment. I essentially became a ghost in my own biography of life. And let's face it, identifying with a 9 to 5 gig, where some material item that you spend all your money on, it's a very fragile way to live, right? Because what happens when some corporate suit strips away this job and you stop getting paid? What happens then? That identity is gone. We really shouldn't be attaching our souls, our being, to anything physical or anything external in this world, because we are just simply eternal beings or souls experiencing a temporary human life here on Earth. I heard Aaron Dowdy say that, and that just made total sense. And I really resonate with that thought or that idea. So we got to be able to let go. Got to be able to let go of that identity, because it can trap us. So just to give you an example of what happened in my life, I think it was maybe over 4 years ago, I had to let go of this car I owned for quite some time. It was a BMW 325xi, beautiful car. And once I got that car, it felt like it was an upgrade in my life. And then I immediately, it makes you feel good, don't get me wrong, but then I started to identify with that car. As weird as it sounds. And the thing ran great until it didn't. I think the last couple of years that I had it, I was constantly under the hood, trying to fix something, bringing it to a mechanic. It was a mechanical vampire, just sucking me dry of all the money that I had. It was a nightmare. And it was really tough for me to let go, because I identified with that car, right? You perceive yourself with a certain level of status when you get that type of car. If you've driven a BMW, you know how it makes you feel. And then one day it just broke down in the middle of a 3-way stoplight, and I literally had to put the car into neutral and push the thing off to the side of the road. And that's when I was like, nope, I think I'm done. And I let it go. I didn't even try to cash it in. Mechanic took it for a couple $100, and that was it. Yeah, I know I probably could have traded it in for a little bit, but it was old. It had close to 200,000 miles on it, so I was just like, no, this is it. I'm letting it all go. And then a huge weight just felt like it got lifted off of my shoulders. And that's kind of where things started clicking for me in regards to like identity, and just kind of how you cannot become tied to certain material things, your jobs, your hobbies, because you can lose it so quick. I was essentially severing the umbilical cord that tied me to the physical limitations of this world. That was just one very simple example. But just, the less baggage and the more freedom I enjoyed after that, the more mobile I was able to become. Even though a car allows you to be mobile, but it still ties you down, right? Because how are you going to store it? Where are you going to put it when you leave? Like, you can't take it across the Atlantic with you unless you ship it, and that's just a pain in the ass. So it was just very freeing for me. And that's what kind of started my life down more of this decentralized philosophy, or this decentralized way of living, applying those concepts to my life. We end up centralizing our lives without even realizing it. It becomes fixed around one main environment and one boring version of yourself. Comfort turns into a cage and you're holding the key, too terrified to turn it. Real freedom is liquidity, allowing your old self to die so a new one can take breath, right? Everything's in cycles. That's the way nature operates as well. Snake sheds its skin. There's the 4 seasons, right? The trees die, the leaves drop, leaves grow back again next spring. It's in cycles. And that's how we should operate, right? A tree doesn't identify with the leaves that it grows. It drops them, it gets rid of them. So it can grow more and come back even more full and better looking the next year. You have to actively disrupt the broadcast and change the scenery before the walls start closing in on you. So go stand in the woods, go for a walk, get out to the beach like this so you can remember what a non-artificial rhythm is like. And once I got rid of my car, after it was causing me so much financial distress and just headache, I started shedding everything. I got rid of a lot of the materials that I owned. I just pretty much reduced everything to a 55-liter backpack, and that reduced a lot of the clutter and also really helped to clear my mind. So really, this is just a reminder to myself to not tie your worth to anything that can vanish in a puff of smoke. Got to remain fluid, remain adaptable, because once you stop changing, you're just a beautifully preserved corpse. So what's one thing you're clinging to just to prove that you exist?